how to go from this to this on today's episode. When you go ahead and load in your new world here, alright, the first thing you want to do when you come load on in here is you got a set amount of time. So you want to go ahead and craft a crafting table and a wooden pickaxe. Alright, so you would want to chop down the closest tree you can find. Sometimes that could be right next to you, sometimes that could be 100 blocks away. Alright, once you attain the first tree, you go ahead and create turn 3 wood into planks, those 4 planks into one crafting table and 2 sticks. Okay, go ahead and place down your crafting table and go ahead and make yourself a pickaxe. Then go ahead and break that crafting table. You'll need that crafting table for later. Now go ahead, any sheep you find, food you find, this will be a good time for you to get it. But you'd also want to go ahead and find an open patch of stone. See, I found a little open patch stone here, and you want to go ahead and mine for a full set of tools and a furnace and a few extra just in case it breaks. So you want 8 for a furnace, 3 for a pickaxe. So what you want to do is you want to have 3 for an axe, 2 for a hoe, 1 for shovel, 2 for sword, and then 8 for it. I need to get 5 more. So we'll go ahead and get the 5 more real quick. Alright. So there's the 5, and then I always grab enough for an extra pickaxe. Go ahead and make yourself the required stone tools. That requires you to use up the rest of your gear. And I didn't mean to make another crafting table, but I guess I don't have to take it now. So, yep. Now that you acquired all that, now would be a great time to redo your inventory. Alright? Go ahead and grab some more. Grab anything you really find, really. So you also want to have some more wood, because next would be going down in the cave to get some more to get some iron. So you want to kind of prepare. I would say chop up the 2 trees, because you'll need the logs for smelting and stuff like that if you can't find. Now, I have found myself in a little flat area. You want to go around, find food. Food is your next priority. Without food, there is a 100% chance you will not make it through the first night. Now, because you want to try to afford a bed, but you also want to try to get enough for iron and all that. So go around. I would do this. I would look for food until you start noticing that sun go down. Your main objective is this thing right here. You want to get 3 of these. 3 sheeps to make a bed. Hopefully by the end of the night. I'm glad that they spawned right here. Alright? If you acquire your first night, you want to make it as fast as you can. So in my case, I would need to find a lily of the valley, which I know there's some over here. Somewhere. Right here. You want 3 of the same color. Alright? If you can find 3 of the same color, that is the color of the bed you're going to have. So if you find 3 brown, which is highly unlikely, you'll have a brown bed. If you find 3 white beds, you have 3 white wool, you'll have 3 beds. Or 1 bed. Alright, so sun's starting to go down. I got a wide variety of meat. I mean, it won't last, but I am getting hungry. So what you want to do is you want to find yourself a cave. Now, note to self, do not hit these. You feed a bone to them, so don't hit them, otherwise you will die these early stages. So you find a cave. So I found this cave right here. I'll go ahead and drop on in, make myself a little temporary hideout. This is where you're going to be spending most of your time in. So go ahead and kind of set your face up to where you can access a crafting table, access your furnace, and access a bed. Alright? Don't forget this respawn point, because this is what you're going to be coming back to. Now what you want to do is you want to take the wood that you gathered, put it in the top, and the planks on the bottom. You're going to be making charcoal first. And if you see anything that's of interest, any iron or coal of interest in this first little layer of the big deal. Go ahead and mine it. If you find coal, that'd be great. You don't have to make charcoal for the early games. Alright? I would suggest making only a handful of charcoal, only because of the fact that you're going to be needing torches. Only a handful of torches for now. You will need tons later in the road, only when you need it. So I'd say 4 charcoal is enough for torches. So let me go ahead and make the torches here. That'll give me 16 for now. Now go ahead and start finding some ores. And it seems to me it ended up being a dead end here. Only right around the corner. That's alright, because what we'll do is, since we're in here, we can actually, we're at 60, we can actually dig down to where we find iron. Now, we want to have enough for a full set of armor, a shield, and tools, is the main goal. But you won't only really need enough for a shield and enough for a little armor, like the chest plate or something like that. You only really need to go down here to upgrade to iron. But you also gotta watch your hunger. You see down in my hunger bar, half a hunger bar left and I lose my sprint. So what that means is I haven't found any iron yet. So I go ahead, go to my little hut, and now the 2 that are left, start making food. Now, I am gonna skip to dawn, because of the fact that I've got a bed, but the first night you won't have a bed. So, what that means is you'll have to fight through zombies. That's why you've got the sword. You just eat away. Now, once you got a couple, you can go back to finding iron, and do what you need to do. You'll also need 1 flint, which was a mistake. You also, if you find any copper, like I have here, go ahead and mine it. This way, when you do get enough iron for a full set of iron and all that, you can start using that copper as experience for you. So this way, when you do have the resources to make an enchant table, you can use those as to help with your level 30 enchants. Now, on your way down here, make mental note on what you come across, because this will determine what your next your build would look. So I just found some granite and some stone. I've got birch and oak. I just ran into some andesite. So so far I'm going for like a brick pathway with maybe like a 2012, 2013 vibe. Just to start off with the oak. Now you gotta remember, you're only limited on torches, so you gotta be able to find iron. Now this case here where I'm at is an extreme case. A lot of times you can have iron and whatnot really in your first couple seconds. That was a smart move by me. I didn't really pay attention. I was just, gravel, the torch goes. Now, your first early stages, and maybe even your iron stages, your stone stages and your iron, you will run through a lot of pickaxes. Hence why you still kept your wooden pickaxe on you, and we've got enough resources to make one. Let me go ahead and make another crafting table. Too many crafting tables won't hurt, because that's what you'll need the most. But I'll make a couple here, 2 of them, alright? I'll go ahead and finish off this wooden pickaxe. A lot of people don't finish it off, they just throw it away. But that's extra stone that you can mine. Get you further, or deep slate if you're down there. Now this is what you're after, iron ore. You want to go ahead and mine it with a stone pickaxe, otherwise you lose it. Now go ahead and mine it all up. Alright, now once you've got it, see, I can make one shield, 3 pickaxes, and I have 2 left over for like a hoe or a sword. Now let me go back on up, and I'll show you what to do with it. Alright, walk back into your hidey hole. Go ahead and take the food out of there. Now what you want to do is you want to go ahead, and I don't got any more charcoal, so I'm going to have to make charcoal. Now I would suggest, if you don't have any charcoal, now would be the time to burn it. Burn your pickaxe and anything here. This is also the time to in your head, what do you need? So we'll need to cook up all this food here. We've also got pickaxes, but I see I got a lot of cobblestone coming on and whatnot. So I'm gonna need to make a chest here shortly. So we're gonna need more torches. We'll cook up this iron, and let's go get some more wood. This is your time to think. Okay, I need more wood. I need more of this. I need more of that. Kind of. In my case, I'm needing to offload my inventory. So the next step would be making a chest and enough for charcoal. I haven't found any coal yet, so my next step would be trying to find coal, because if I can get off of burning wood for fuel, it would be. So I would say another 2 or 3 trees if you're following along with it. So once we're back here, you'll see our iron has just finished. Alright, let's go ahead and cook the half of our wood, because we want to make a double chest, two chests. And now chests are a little weird. You gotta have a 1 block gap above it in order to open it up. Otherwise, you can't access it. Alright? So, best thing is, this is out of experience, your chests will clog up. Alright? Main thing you need on you all times, if you're going to go to mine for cobblestone and all that, you don't need blocks on you. But if you're walking around building, you're walking around doing stuff that you need, it's always wise to have a stack of blocks on you, no matter where you go. You're also going to need food on you. Alright? That's the next step. While you're up here, cook any food you have. If you need to, we'll take another 8 cobblestone, and we'll make a second furnace. It always helps. The second furnace always helps. Alright, this one will be all about food production. Alright, while we wait for this chicken to finish cooking up, let me show you what we're going to be using with this iron here. So, best bet would be start off with a chest plate. Can't make a chest plate. So, you want to make yourself a shield, first of all. And then it's always nice to make a pickaxe. For when you go down in the deeper and you find gold, diamonds, redstone, you'll need an iron pickaxe. Now with this other 2, it's wise to make a sword. So let me go ahead and make some sticks here. So you want a pickaxe, and you want that. You also want, let's just move this over here for a second. You also want a shield, alright? Shield, pick, and since we can't make any armor right now, we'll do a sword. Okay, the 3 basic things you'll need. And it's getting nighttime. So now that the furnaces are off, you can go ahead and place a torch. And then if you don't have a bed and you're caught out here, just make a hideout. That's all you need to do pass the time. Since we've got a bed, we can sleep. But that's alright. You really want full iron before you go next step. So you just gotta keep mining until you got full iron. And armor, iron tools. Now, if for any reason you end up like me and finding a cave, until we've got access to it, okay, we can get in here a little bit. I see I found coal, but it's gonna be a pain. We first gotta build to get to it. So, best bet would be making sure you've got a full air supply, alright? Once you go on in here, you want to go ahead and block it off, like so. And then by then you should have like 4 bubbles. And you want to keep going back and forth. You'll see why here in a second. Now, I messed this up already. You want to go ahead and get like a 2 tall pathway going, alright? Again, once you start getting low on bubbles, and now that I'm low on blocks, I'll just mine around here for a second, gather quite a bit of blocks. You'll need quite a bit of blocks to build. That's why we said you'll need blocks on you at all times. Reasons like this, lava, stuff like that. And I just ran into another one. Okay, so with this one, just go straight down. Okay, I'll just block that off. Like it never even happened. Jeez, I'm flooding everywhere. The struggle is real. Watch I go this way and I get that copper here in a second. Now that you're down here, you want to make yourself a pathway. Right, so there's that. you're gonna be going. Now that you got your 2 tall close, you want to go ahead and build like a 3 long. Being careful not to block your initial entry point yet. Not until you're ready for it. So like this, it would be these 2, and then these 2. And then, quick, get in here. Okay, I got 6 left, so I'll go ahead and start mining some more away. You're almost there. Now, what you want to do is build 1 row on top of your initial here, and then, after that's all said and done, grab some more blocks, because I just ran out. Man, I guess I'm trying to dig myself into a watery grave. Go ahead and start blocking things on up here. Now, we can kind of backtrack here, closing off any gaps that we need to close off to get to it.